Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We'll continue from where we stopped in the last class. Yeah, we finished the 12th one. So here, express x in terms of y in the equation 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. Okay, we'll not read the question ahead. We'll just take this information and answer this. Express x in terms of y in the equation 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. So you'll have to write x in terms of y. That means you should have the answer like x is equal to an expression. X is equal to, you should have an expression in y. Okay, so that means you should have the x term on one side. Have the x term on one side. So like this. And now x is equal to 3y plus 15 by 7. So this is writing x in terms of y. See here. 7x minus 3y is equal to 15 as a given equation. So if you have to write x in terms of y, you should have x alone on one side. So 7x is equal to 3y plus 15. Now x is equal to 3y plus 15 by 7. Supposing we have to write y in terms of x, then it will be like this. 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. Okay. So take the x to the other side. Take x to the other side. So you'll have, or you can, do it like this also. 7x minus 15 is equal to 3y, correct? 7x minus 15 is equal to 3y because it's minus 3y. No, we want it positive. So you can write 7x minus 15 is equal to 3y. So y is equal to 7x minus 15 divided by 3. This is y in terms of x. This is y in terms of x. Okay. Yeah, so we have written x in terms of y. Check if the line represented by the equation intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 5. Check if the line represented by the equation, see this is the equation given to us. This is the equation given to us. So the question is to check if this equation if the graph of this equation 7x minus 3y is equal to 15 intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 5. So if the graph intersects the y-axis, then how will the coordinates look like? Now supposing this is that line. Okay, this is that line 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. Now this line, say it intersects the y-axis here. Now any point on the y-axis is of the form 0, y. Any point on the y-axis is of the form 0, y. That is, x is always 0 on the y-axis. Okay. So when x is equal to 0, 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. 7 into 0 minus 3y is equal to 15. So minus 3y, 7 into 0 is 0. So minus 3y is equal to 15. Y is equal to minus 15 by 3. Y is equal to minus 5. True. So what do you understand from this? This means that the point 0, minus 5 lies on this line. The point 0, minus 5 lies on this line. And if the point is given by the address 0, minus 5, that means that's the point where the graph intersects the y-axis, because only on the y-axis, the address of the points will be of the form 0, y. If x is 0, that means the point lies on the y-axis. So when x is 0, y is minus 5. That's what we are asked to check. Check if the line represented by this equation intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 5. So if this line 7x minus 3y is equal to 15 intersects the y-axis, then the point of intersection, the address of that point will be of the form 0, comma y. So x is 0, right? So when x is 0, what is the value you get for y? Minus 5. So correct. The graph of this equation intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 5 is correct. I'm working it again because the question is completely new, right? So we'll just do it again. We'll write x in terms of y. So 7x minus 3y is equal to 15. 7x is equal to 3y plus 15. X is equal to 3y plus 15 by 7. This is writing x in terms of y. Now, any point on the y-axis is of the form 0, comma y. Any point on the y-axis is of the form 0, comma y. Okay, so when x is equal to 0, we have 7 into 0 minus 3y is equal to 15. So continue here. So we have 3y because 7 into 0 is 0. So we have minus 3y is equal to 15. Y is equal to 15 by 3 minus 15 by 3. Y is equal to minus 5. That's true. So this line intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 5. All right. I'm not sure if you finished the notes of the last class. Because last class, I think we did not write during the session. I only shared the images with you on WhatsApp. That's what I remember. 1 second. Yeah, correct, children. Last class, we only discussed, right, till the 12th one in this presentation. You did not write during the session. Okay, so the same in today's session, children. I'll be sharing the images on WhatsApp. Please complete the notes. Find the point on the graph of the equation x plus y is equal to 6, whose ordinate is 2 times its abscissa. Just a second. Yeah. Find the point on the graph of the equation. See, by now, you know that a linear equation on two variables x and y is represented by a straight line in the Cartesian plane. X plus y is equal to 6 is a linear equation in two variables x and y. And graphically, this is a straight line. Okay, so find the point on the graph of the equation x plus y is equal to 6, whose ordinate is 2 times its abscissa. So let the coordinates of the point be, what is the condition? Ordinate is, that is the y coordinate, is 2 times its abscissa. So that means, correct? The ordinate, that is the y coordinate, is 2 times its abscissa, is 2 times the x coordinate. Y coordinate is 2 times x coordinate. So if the x coordinate is x, then the y coordinate is 2x. Just a second, children. Thank you, children. So the y coordinate is 2 times its x coordinate. So if the x coordinate is x, then the y coordinate is 2x. Okay. Now we know that every point lying on the line will satisfy the equation. So we have x plus y is equal to 6. We'll call it a and 2a, children, because we already have x here, no? We'll call it a and 2a, I'm sorry. Because we already have x plus y is equal to 6. We already have x here. So we'll not again call x and 2x. We'll say a and 2a or b and 2b or, some other letter other than x and y. Okay. So x is a plus y is 2a is equal to 6. So 3a is equal to 6. A is equal to 6 by 3. A is equal to 2. Therefore, 2a is equal to 2 into 2, 4. Therefore, the required point is a comma 2a, right? So 2 comma 4. 2 comma 4. All right. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
thank you. All right. Give the geometric representation of 7y is equal to minus 2 as an equation in one variable. So when you treat, this is an equation in one variable, and they want you to treat it also as an equation in one variable, not an equation in two variables. Because we know that every linear equation in one variable x can also be treated as a linear equation in two variables x and y. So here they want you to treat 7y is equal to minus 2 as an equation in one variable itself. It has one variable and treat it in the same way and give its geometric representation. Okay. So 7y is equal to minus 2, y is equal to minus 2 by 7. Its geometric representation is a point on the number line. So 0. So we say 0 by 7, minus 1 by 7, minus 2 by 7, minus 3 by 7, minus 4 by 7. So you could just show some markings on either sides, 1 by 7, 2 by 7. And 7 by 7 is 1. 7 by 7 is 1. Minus 7 by 7 is minus 1. So just mark this and say y is equal to minus 2 by 7. The geometric representation is a point on the number line. A linear equation in one variable, point on the number line. Linear equation in two variables x and y, straight line in the Cartesian plane. A linear equation in only one variable x. Its geometric representation or graphical representation is a point on the number line. A linear equation in two variables x and y is a straight line in the Cartesian plane. So we just do it again. So we just have to solve this. 7y is equal to minus 2. Y is equal to minus 2 by 7. Okay. So to show the geometric representation, you need to represent this on the number line. 0. 0 means 0 by 7. 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7, 6 by 7, 7 by 7, which is 1. And here minus 1 by 7, minus 2 by 7, minus 3 by 7. So like that you can show up to minus 7 by 7, which is minus 1. Then mark this point. This is y, which is equal to minus 2 by 7. To represent geometrically, you need to find the solution by solving. So upon solving, the solution is y is equal to minus 2 by 7. And now you should show the position of minus 2 by 7 on the number line. Solve and represent the solution of the Cartesian plane. So x by 3 plus 2 is equal to 2x minus 3. X by 3 minus 2x is equal to minus 3 minus 2. LCM 3. So we have x minus 6x is equal to minus 5. Minus 5x by 3 is equal to minus 5. X is equal to minus 5 into minus 3 by 5. Correct? So 5 cancels. X is equal to 3. Minus into minus plus 3. So 0, minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. X is equal to 3. X is equal to 3. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss.
Very good. Now, if you have to treat the same as an equation in two variables x and y, if you have to treat the same as an equation in two variables x and y, now it is x is equal to 3. Okay. When you solve, you get x is equal to 3. Now, as an equation in two variables, it will be x plus 0y is equal to 3. You should show the missing variable as 0x or 0y. You must show the missing variable as 0x or 0y. Okay, so we have x is equal to 3. When you treated, when this is not a part of the question, we are just discussing. So x is equal to 3 when treated as a linear equation in two variables, equation in two variables x and y is x plus 0y is equal to 3, or x plus 0y minus 3 is equal to 0 in the standard form. Okay. So if you treat it as a linear equation in two variables x and y, then we know it is a straight line in the Cartesian plane. And how do you make, for that you need to make the xy table. To get the straight line in the Cartesian plane, you need to make the xy table. Okay. So here, since x is equal to 3, x is equal to 3. So that means x is always 3 for any value of y. X is always 3 for any value of y. Now plot these points. 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 2. And join these points. This is 3 minus 2. This is 3, 0. And this is 3, 2. When you join, you get a straight line. And the equation of the straight line is x is equal to 3. The equation of the straight line is x is equal to 3. So you see that x is equal to 3 is a line parallel to the y-axis at a distance of 3 units to the right of it, to the right of the y-axis. x is equal to 3. So x plus 0y is equal to 3. X plus 0y minus 3 is equal to 0 is the equation in the standard form if you treat it as a linear equation in two variables x and y. Now, how do you make the graph, or how do you get the straight line? You'll have to prepare the xy table. Now, since we have x is equal to 3, x is always 3 for any value of y. No matter what is the value of y, x is always 3. Now plot the points in this table, 3, minus 2, 3, 0, and 3, 2. You will be able to join them by the same straight line. And that is a graph of the equation x is equal to 3. This straight line is the graph of the equation x is equal to 3. Okay. So give the geometric interpretations of 5x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 7 as an equation in one variable and two variables. It just help me do this. We'll do this together. Yeah, children. First, solve this. Solve it. Why no response? Am I audible? Children, please solve for x. Five x. No, tell me if I'm audible. Yes,
Yes,
or no?
ma'am.
Okay. So we'll have to solve this, children. 5x minus 3x is equal to minus 7 minus 3. So 2x is equal to minus 10. X is equal to minus 5. So when you treat this as an equation in one variable, when you treat it as an equation in one variable, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So this is x is equal to minus 5. Yeah. X is equal to minus 5. Number line 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. And mark of minus 5. And above that, write x is equal to minus 5. This is when you treat it as a linear equation, one variable x. Two variables x and y. X plus 0y is equal to minus 5 because x is equal to 5, right? So which is the missing variable? Y. So x plus 0y is equal to 5, or x plus 0y plus 5 transpose is equal to 0. Okay, so now we'll have to make the xy table. We'll have to make the xy table. Okay, so what is it? X is equal to minus 5. X is equal to minus 5, right? When you solve this also, you'll get the same thing. You solve this, 0y has no value. So 0y is 0. So just ignore that. So you have x plus y is equal to 0, or x is equal to minus 5. See, we have it here already. So x is equal to minus 5 for any value of y. For any value of y, x is minus 5. So you can take any value like minus 3, 0, and 2. Now plot these points. Minus 5, minus 3, minus 5, minus 3, somewhere here. Yeah, minus 5, 0. minus 5 and 0. Minus 5, 0. And let's put the table here because it's coming the way of the line. X, Y, minus 5. Minus 3, 0 and 2. Yeah. Next, we'll have to plot minus 5, comma 2. Minus 5 is here, comma 2 here. Now join. Yeah. So this is minus 5, 3, minus 3. All right, we have plotted minus 5, minus 3. This is the x-axis, children. This is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. So watch minus 5, minus 3, minus 5, 0, and minus 5, 2. So this is the equation of the line. X is equal to minus 5. When treated as a linear equation, two variables x and y. Yeah, please go through this, children. Very important question. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, miss.
All right, children. Very good. Okay, next one. Write the equation representing the x-axis and y-axis. Answer. What is the equation representing the x-axis?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yeah? Yeah, please. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. X is equal to x comma 0. Y is equal to 0 comma y.
Okay. So that you are answering the question. Like how does a point on the x-axis look like? How does the address of a point on the x-axis look like? It look like x comma 0. And any point on the y-axis will look like 0 comma 1. But the question is not that. What is the equation of the x-axis?
Miss, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, miss.
No, I asked only one question. What is the equation of the x-axis?
Y is equal to 0.
Y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. And what's the equation of the y-axis?
X is equal to 0.
X is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. X is equal to 0 is the equation of the y-axis. By the way, y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. X is equal to 0 is the equation of the y-axis. All right. I've told you the reason also. Because if you plot any point on the x-axis, 1, 0, whatever, 2, 0, 3, 0. So you can see that y is always 0. Y is always 0. So y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. Now on the y-axis, we have 1, 0. Sorry, 0, 1. 0, 1. 0, 1. This one is 0, 2. This one is 0, 3, and so on. So you can see that the x-coordinate is always 0. Any point on the y-axis, x-coordinate is always 0. So x is equal to 0. If you take any point on the y-axis, now we have taken 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, all on the x-axis. There you see that the y value is 0. So y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. When you mark some points on the y-axis, you see that the x-coordinate is always 0. So x is equal to 0 is the equation of the y-axis. Just a second, children. Yeah, sorry, and thank you, children. So we should not forget this one. Now tell me what's the equation of the x-axis? What is the equation of the
Y is equal
x-axis?
to 0.
Miss, the equation of the x-axis is y is equal to 0, miss.
Correct. Because what's the address of this point? 1, 0. This point, 3, 0. This point, minus 2, 0. So y is always 0. On the x-axis, y is always 0. So y is equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. Okay. So 1, 2, -1, -2, -3. So the address of this point is 0, -3. The address of this point is 0, -1. The address of this point is 0, 2. So x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 because on the y-axis, x is always 0. X is equal to 0 is the equation of the y-axis. Very good. Next one. What is the distance between the graphs given by the equations y is equal to -1 and y is equal to 8? What is the distance between the graphs given by these equations y is equal to -1 and y is equal to 8? Now, you'll have to use your theoretical knowledge. You'll have to use your theoretical knowledge to answer this. Now, y is equal to a number. Y is equal to a constant. Will be a line parallel to the x-axis. And it's -1. So it is below the x-axis. 1. So it is one unit away from the x-axis. I'll come again. Y is equal to a number. Y is equal to itself means that the line is parallel to the x-axis. See, equations of the form x is equal to a, y is equal to b, okay, are parallel to the x and y axis. An equation of the form x is equal to a, let's write that note first, 1 second. Equation of the form x is equal to a is parallel to the y axis. An equation of the form y is equal to b, where a and b are constants. A and b are constants. Number, any number. Okay. The equation of the form y is equal to b is parallel to the x-axis. To the x-axis. Okay. So here we have y is equal to -1. Y is equal to -1, which is clearly of the form y is equal to b. So if we have an equation of the form y is equal to b, then the graph of this equation will be parallel to the x-axis. Okay. So x-axis means the line can be above the x-axis or below the x-axis. So look at that number. Is it positive or negative? It's negative. Negative means it's below the x-axis. And what's the distance? 1 unit. So this marking will be -1. And this is that line. This is that line. Y is equal to -1. This is that line. Y is equal to -1. Y is equal to -1 is a line parallel to the x-axis at a distance of 1 unit below the x-axis. Below because it is negative. Distance is 1 unit because you can see the number 1. And it's parallel to the x-axis because it's of the form y is equal to, a number. Y is equal to b. Next, y is equal to 8. Again, it's of the form y is equal to b. Okay, y is equal to b. So equations of the form y is equal to b will be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so if it's parallel to the x-axis, it can be below the x-axis or above the x-axis. Here it's a +8, so it's above the x-axis. And it's 8. So the distance between the x-axis and the line is 8 units. The distance between the x-axis and the line is 8 units. So assuming that this is 8, this is the line. Be a straight line, children, not a bent line like this. Okay, so y is equal to 8. This is 8. This is not minus 8. This marking is 8. Y is equal to 8 is a line parallel to the x-axis at a distance of 8 units above the x-axis because it's a positive 8. Positive above the x-axis, negative below the x-axis. Now the question is, what is the distance between the graphs given by these equations? What's the distance between? So you should find this distance. What is the distance between these two graphs? What is this distance, children? What is the distance between these two graphs?
Units. 9 units.
9 units. Correct, 9 units. So distance between the graphs is equal to 1 plus 8 equal to 9 units. Correct? Not minus 1, children. Distance is positive. This distance is 1 and this distance is 8. 8 plus 1, 9. 9 units is a distance between the two graphs. This is one graph, this is the other graph. The distance between the two graphs is 9 units. Any questions here?
No, ma'am.
Next one.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, all right, children. Good. Next one. Does the graph of the equation y is equal to 2x minus 9 pass through the origin? Okay. The equation of the form y is equal to mx will pass through the origin. Will pass through the origin. Okay, equations of the form y is equal to mx will pass through the origin. See, basically the equation will have only two terms, the x term and the y term. The constant will be missing. That is, the constant will be 0. Equations of the form y is equal to mx. That is, the equation will have only the x term and the y term. Okay, the constant will be 0. Such equations, the graphs of such equations will pass through the origin. If it has a constant other than 0, so here the constant, you can see 9, see minus 9 plus 9, whatever, but the constant is not 0. So the graph of this equation will not pass through the origin. It will not pass through the origin. Okay, but we have to work and say that this is one way of understanding. I repeat, if the equation has only the x term and the y term, it does not have the constant. That is, the constant is 0. So the equation has only two terms, x term and y term. Then the graph of such an equation will pass through the origin. Now, clearly here we see the constant is 9. See, ignore the sign, plus 9, minus 9, ignore the sign. The constant is not 0, right? So the graph of this equation will not pass through the origin. It will not pass through 0, 0. So equation of the form y is equal to mx will pass through the origin. Now this is not of that form y is equal to mx. So it will not pass through the origin. Okay, but how do we work? So you should say, this is just for your information, equation of the form y is equal to mx will pass through the origin. That is not a part of, meaning you don't have to write this line. Your solution starts from here. This is just a note. Okay. So we'll check we'll check if 0, 0 satisfies the equation y is equal to 2x minus 9. Let's check if the coordinates of the origin. Let's check if the coordinates of the origin satisfies y is equal to 2x minus 9. Okay. So we'll write the equation in the standard form. So we have y is equal to 2x minus 9, or it is 0 is equal to 2x minus y plus minus 9, right? 2x minus y minus 9. So the equation is 2x minus y minus 9 is equal to 0. So what is the left hand side? LHS is equal to 2x minus y minus 9. So which is 2 into 0 minus 9, which is 0 minus 0 minus 9, which is 0, which is not the, oh, sorry, which is 9. Sorry. Yeah, which is minus 9, which is not the RHS. See, if the graph of this equation has to pass through the origin, what are the coordinates of the origin? 0, 0. That means 0, 0 should lie on this line. The point 0, 0 should lie on this line. And if the point 0, 0 lies on this line, it should satisfy the equation. So that's what we're trying to check. If the graph of this equation passes through the origin, then 0, 0, the point 0, 0 will lie on the graph of this line. And if 0, 0 lies on the graph of this line, it should satisfy this equation. So that's what we're checking. If 0, 0 satisfies this equation. So let's check if the coordinates of the origin O 0, 0 satisfies y is equal to x minus 9. So we'll write the equation in the standard form. Okay. We'll write the equation in the standard form and take the LHS 2x minus y minus 2x minus y minus 9, which is the LHS. Here for x we'll use 0, for y we'll use 0, and we'll work this. What do we get? Minus 9. But what's the RHS? 0. The RHS is 0, but you're getting minus 9. That's not the RHS. Clearly, 0, 0 does not satisfy the equation. Therefore, it does. Therefore, this line does not pass through the origin. Clearly, the line, the graph of clearly the graph of the equation y is equal to x minus 9 does not pass through the origin. Does not pass through the origin. Am I clear, children? See, if it is an MCQ or a question where you just have to answer yes or no, okay, then you can just get the answer by looking at the equation. The constant is not 0. So the graph of this equation will not pass through the origin. Finished. All right, children, shall we go to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Express y in terms of x. In the equation, 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. Find the coordinates of the points where the graph line cuts the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, y in terms of x. All right. So 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. You need to write y in terms of x. So have the y term alone on the left hand side. So minus 3y is equal to 12 minus 2x. So y is equal to 12 minus 2x divided by minus 3. But the denominator cannot be negative. So take that sign to the numerator. So minus 12 minus 2x by 3. Take that minus to the numerator. So y is equal to, see when you multiply the minus inside, it will become minus 12. So we'll write that minus 12 here and plus 2x. So we'll put 2x here by 3. We'll write the positive term first. Minus into minus plus 2x. We'll write that first. Minus 12 by 3. So we have written y in terms of x. Now, we know that if the graph cuts the y-axis, say this is the line. Say this is that line, 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. All right. And if it cuts the x-axis here, then the address will be of the form x comma 0. If it cuts the y-axis here, the address will be of the form 0 comma y. Okay. So when y is equal to 0, when y is equal to 0, what do you have? 2x minus 3 into 0 is equal to 12. 2x is equal to 12 because 3 into 0 is 0. So x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6. So 6 comma 0 is the point where the line intersects the x-axis. Line intersects or cuts, intersects or cuts. Six comma 0 is the point where the graph line cuts the x-axis. Now, when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, 2 into 0 minus 3y is equal to 12. So minus 3y is equal to 12. Y is equal to 12 by minus 3, which is minus 4. So 0 comma 4, minus 4 is the point where the graph line cuts the y-axis. Now you can ask me that, 0 comma minus 4, how can this point be 0 comma minus 4? See, without making the graph, like you can make out, but I'm now, because we don't have graphs, have you, like learned making graphs in school, children? Because that's deleted from the syllabus. Have you learned to make graphs in this chapter, linear equations?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all of you. Okay,
No,
how many of
ma'am.
you know? How many of you know? One minute. How many of you have not learned making graphs from? No, if you have not learned the chapter in school, then you wouldn't have learned how to make the graphs. if you've completed this chapter in school and not learnt graphs from this chapter, raise your hand. Surya, Jayant, Sachin, Yarni, Jayant, Surya, Sachin, Divitra, Noved, Shriya, Sanjay, Sai Smriti, Rahul. Okay, now you've all raised your hand for what question? Why have you raised your hand? What was my question?
Ma'am, haven't learned the graph.
Yeah, so you haven't. So you've raised your hand saying that you have not learnt the graphs in school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Anita, you have learned how to make graphs, is it, in this chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Harsha? Okay. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. Okay, see, since graph making is actually deleted from your syllabus, but for those who have learned it in school, when we meet in the physical session next class, I'll give you, some notes which I've already prepared with the graph. And I'll give you further instructions in the class, okay? Otherwise, we are not doing graphs in the class because it is deleted from your syllabus and most of us have not learned it also. Now, I was telling you that the inclination of the graph, how the graph will look like on the Cartesian plane, you can make it only when you make the XY table, plot the points and join the line. Only then you can make out. Actually, you can also, without making the graph also, with some other idea, you can make out how the line will look like. Okay. Now, what am I trying to tell you? Don't ask me. You've shown the line like this. I've shown the line like this, but we are getting 0, -4. But how can this be 0, -4? No, this is only a rough representation. Okay, this is not the graph line precisely. So don't get confused with what you've got here and the point we've marked here. In general, any point on the x-axis will be of the form x, 0. And in general, any point on the y-axis will be of the form 0, y. All right. Okay, so what have we done here? We'll just go through this answer again. We'll see the question. See, express y in terms of x. That's the answer here, till here. Till here, we've answered express y in terms of x. Now then, we should find the points. That is, we should find the address of the points where the graph line cuts the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. So we know that when a line cuts the x-axis, okay, so say the line cuts the x-axis here, its address will be of the form x, 0. And when a line cuts the y-axis, its address will be of the form 0, y. We know this. So to find the address of this point, what we do is we take y as 0. We take y as 0 and we find the corresponding value of x by substituting in the equation given. By substituting y is equal to 0 in the equation given, we find the corresponding value of x. When y is 0, what is the value of x? It is 6. So clearly, x, 0, that is 6, 0 is the point where the graph line cuts the x-axis. Now for y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. X is always 0. So we'll use x0 in the given equation and we'll find the corresponding y value. We get y is equal to -4. So how's the address like? 0, comma y. So 0, comma -4. So 0, comma -4 is the point where the graph line cuts the y-axis. Clear, children?
Yes,
No?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you put y0, see this is 0, no? y0. When you put y0 in the equation and find the corresponding value of x, you will find the point where the graph line cuts the x-axis. When you put x is 0 and find the corresponding value of y, you will find the point where the graph line cuts the y-axis. Next one. Yeah, now you're going to tell me how to do this. Excuse me. Now I'll just ask you to go through a set of questions. 1 second. Yeah, go through these questions, Shilip. I just need a break for 2 minutes. I just have to attend to something at home. I'll just come back. In the meantime, you just go through these questions. I'm back, children. Yeah, we're here. So express y in terms of x. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. 2y is equal to 8 minus 3x. Y is equal to 8 minus 3x by 2. So we've written y in terms of x. Am I doing the right question? Yes. Now we'll have to check if the point 4 comma minus 2 lies on the line. Okay, 4 comma minus 2 lies on the line. So when you can just write the equation in the standard form. So x is what? 4. 3 into 4 plus 2 into minus 2 minus 8. So that's equal to, I'll just start this in the second column. So I'll just redo this. Sorry. We'll write this in the standard form. Now when x is 4 and so LHS is equal to the left hand side of this equation is 3x plus 2y minus 8. X is 4 and y is minus 2. So 12 minus 4 minus 8. So 12 minus 12, 0, which is the RHS. Right? This is the left hand side. This is the right hand side. 3x plus 2y minus 8 is the left hand side. And the RHS is 0. So we've got 0, which is the RHS. So that means 4 comma minus 2 satisfies the equation. 4 comma minus 2 satisfies the equation 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. Therefore, 4 comma minus 2 lies on it. Or lies on the line. So we have answered two things, express y in terms of x, and also if 4 comma minus 2 lies on the line. If this point lies on the line, then it will satisfy the equation. So we'll first write the equation in the standard form, then take the left hand side. For x, we'll use 4, y minus 2. And when we work, we get 0, which is the RHS. So LHS is equal to the RHS. That means the point 4 comma minus 2 satisfies the equation. This means it lies on the line. Okay, next one. Check if 4 comma 3 and 2 root 2 comma 3 root 2 are solutions of the equation 3y minus 2x is equal to 1. So we'll write the equation in the standard form. 3y minus 2x is equal to 1. So it is minus 2x plus 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. Correct? Minus 2x plus 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. Left hand side, minus 2x plus 3y minus 1 minus 2 into what, children? Yeah, 2 into
4.
4 plus 3 into
3.
3 minus 1. So minus 8 plus 9 minus 1. So this is minus 9 plus 9, or minus 8 plus 9 is 1, 1 minus 1, which is 0, which is the RHS. Therefore, 4 comma 3 is a solution. Is a solution. Again, LHS is equal to minus 2x plus 3y minus 1. So minus 2 into x is, what's the value of x?
2 root 2.
Correct. 2 root 2 plus 3 into, what's the value of y?
3 root 2.
3 root 2. 3 root 2 minus 1. What's the product? What is minus 2 into 2 root 2? 2 into 2? 2 into 2, 4. 4 root 2 minus 4 root 2. 2 into 2, 4. 4 into root 2, 4 root 2 minus 4 root 2. Here 3 into 3, 9 root 2 minus 1. So this is 9 root 2 minus 4 root 2 is 5 root 2. 5 root 2 minus 1, which is not the RHS, which is not equal to the RHS. Which is not equal to the RHS. Therefore, 2 root 2, comma 3 root 2 is not a solution. It's not a solution. Fine, children? Okay. Check whether the point a comma minus a lies on the graph of the equation y is equal to x minus a or not. So if this point a comma minus a lies on the equation, the graph of the equation, then it should satisfy the equation. Okay. So the equation is y is equal to x minus a. In the standard form, you'll have 0 is equal to x minus y minus a, or x minus y minus a is equal to 0. I've written the equation in the standard form. Have all the x term, sorry, not all the x term, have the x term, y term, and the constant all on one side is equal to 0. Okay, so now the left hand side is equal to x minus y minus a. Now x is a, you see there, a comma minus a is the point. So x is a and y is minus a. There's already a minus here. There's already a minus here, minus, what's the value of y minus a? And then this minus a. This is x a minus, this is y, which is minus a. And this minus a, which is already here. Okay, so you get a plus a minus a plus a minus a, plus a and minus a cancels. So it is a, which is not the RHS, because the RHS is 0. It's not a. So LHS is not equal to the RHS. Clearly, a minus a does not lie, on the equation y is equal to x minus a. Clearly, a comma minus a does not lie on the equation y is equal to x minus a. Next one. Write the equation in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and check whether 0, comma minus 1 and root 3, comma 9 are solutions of this equation. Okay, we need to first write the equation in the standard form. So y root 3 is equal to 8x plus root 3. So 0 is equal to 8x minus y root 3 plus root 3. So 8x minus, I'll write this y root 3 as root 3y, children. We'll put the y in the end, root 3y. Okay. Plus root 3 is equal to 0. All right. So 0 is equal to 8x minus y root 3 plus root 3. 8x y root 3. I've written it as root 3y minus root 3y plus root 3 is equal to 0. Now the left hand side is 8x minus root 3y plus root 3 when x is 0 and y is minus 1 plus 3 plus root 3. So we have 8 into 0 is 0, minus into minus plus, root 3 into 1 is root 3, plus root 3, it is 2 root 3. Root 3 plus root 3 is 2 root 3, which is not the RHS. Which is not the RHS. Therefore, 0, comma minus 1 is not a solution. Is not a solution. Now again, LHS is equal to 8x minus root 3y plus root 3. Now here x is root 3, 8 into root 3 minus root 3 into y is 9 plus root 3. So 8 root 3 minus 9 root 3 plus root 3. Now 8 root 3 plus root 3 is 9 root 3 minus 9 root 3, which is 0, which is the RHS. Therefore, root 3, comma 9 is a solution. Yeah. Is this understood, children? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Try this, children. Read all the 4 sub questions and try to answer. We'll discuss. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So the first one, write the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis. So we know that the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis will be of the form y is equal to b. Y is equal to b. Y is equal to a constant. Okay. So parallel to the x-axis and passing through -5 comma -4. Just a second. Yeah. Parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so parallel to the x-axis can be above the x-axis or below the x-axis. Okay, and it passes through the point -5 comma -4. So where is this point -5 comma -4? -5 -4 somewhere here. Say this is -5 and say this is -4. Then this is -5 comma -4. This one. This one is -5 comma -4. And the line is parallel to the x-axis. So it's like this. It's like this. This is the y-axis. This is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. And this is that line. See, we know that a line, we are given that the line is parallel to the x-axis. So it can be above the x-axis or below the x-axis. But it passes through -5 comma -4. So -5 -4 is this point. This is -5 -4. The line passes through this point and it's parallel to the x-axis. Now, what is the equation of this line? Tell me, children, what's the equation of this line? It's parallel to the x-axis. So it will be y is equal to a number. Now this number can be positive or negative. What's the distance? 4 units. And it's below it. So y is equal to -4. Y is equal to -4. And you can see that when you take any point on this line, the x coordinate will change, but the y coordinate will always be -4. That is why the equation is y is equal to -4. When we say the equation is y is equal to -4, it means every point on that line, that is the ordinate. The ordinate of every point on this line will be -4. That's why y is equal to -4. When you write the equation of a line as y is equal to -4, okay, you're trying to say that the y coordinate of every point on that line is -4 only. X coordinate will change, but y coordinate will not change. It's -4 always. That's why you're saying y is equal to -4. And yes, no, you just take some point here. Okay, so supposing this is, say like 6. So what will be the address of this point? It will be 6 comma -4. Okay, so the required equation is y is equal to -4. The required equation is y is equal to -4. And in the standard form, it will be y plus 4 is equal to 0. Y plus 4 is equal to 0. Y is equal to -4, or in the standard form, y, that is standard form meaning have all the terms on one side and say equal to 0. Next one, parallel to the x-axis. Okay, parallel to the x-axis and passing through 1 comma 7. So this is 1 comma 7. So this is 1 comma 7. 1 comma 7. The line passes through 1 comma 7. The line passes through 1, 7. And it's parallel to the x-axis. So it's like this. It's like this. So we know that when a line is parallel to the x-axis, its equation will be of the form y is equal to a constant. Okay. And going by the theory, y is equal to a constant. And if the line is above the x-axis, it will be positive. The constant will be positive. And the value is the distance, 7 units. So y is equal to plus 7. Y is equal to plus 7. And you can see that on this line, the y coordinate is always 7. The y coordinate is always 7. Any point on that line, x coordinate will change, but the y coordinate is 7. Sorry. Yeah. Next one. Parallel to the y-axis. And it's passing through minus 3, 7. Minus 3. This is minus 3 and comma 7. So this point. This is minus 3, 7. Okay. It's parallel to the y-axis. It's parallel to the y-axis and it passes through minus 3, 7. So what's the equation, children? If it's parallel to the y-axis, the equation will be of the form x is equal to a constant. X is equal to a. So what is a here? What's the value of a? The required equation is? Yeah, you should tell me.
X is equal to minus 3. X plus 3 is equal to 0.
Correct, Anita. Very good. Thank you. X is equal to minus 3. X is equal to minus 3 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. It's parallel to the y-axis. So equation will be of the form x is equal to a constant. So x is equal to, now it's to the left of the y-axis, so it will be negative. And this distance is 3 units, no? This distance. This is 3 units because this is minus 3. So it's 3 units. So x is equal to minus 3. Or you can also understand like this. On this line, the x coordinate will always be minus 3. So the equation of the line is x is equal to minus 3. On this line, on this line, you mark different points on this line. The x coordinate will always be minus 3. See, like the address of this point will maybe be minus 3, minus 7. Minus 3, minus 7. So x is always minus 3 on that line. So x is equal to minus 3 is the equation. Parallel to the y-axis and passing through 5, 0. So say this is 5, 0, and it's parallel to the y-axis. It's parallel to the y-axis and it passes through 5, 0. So what will be the equation? The required equation is, it's parallel to the y-axis. So x is equal to a positive number because it's to the right. The line is to the right of the y-axis. So positive. And what is this distance? 5. So x is equal to 5 or x minus 5 is equal to 0. So see, some concepts, it will be like when we learn them one by one, it look like easy to understand. But now when you, after the class, when you think of the questions we have learned, it might be kind of, you might have a doubt as to if you really understood. But actually, yes, but it's completely new, right? It's very new. It's simple, but you still need to practice to remember. You might get confused. Lack of practice can lead to confusion. So please practice. You have the advantage, you have the recording. So you can go through the recording once again. But once you practice, then it's going to be easy for you. Because there's nothing much to calculate or anything. It's all 1 or 2 lines and very, very, even if it is calculation, very basic calculation it is. So it's a lot about how you understand. So it's more of a mind work, a mental work, and then writing 1 or 2 lines only. So please go through the recording and, master this chapter, linear equations. Okay, so that's about the answers to these questions. See this one here. Yeah. Write the linear equation for the following. A line, not a line, sorry, line parallel to x-axis at a distance of 4.5 units above it. Now I'm going to ask somebody. Yeah, Surya. Answer the first one. Are you there, Surya? Divitra? Okay, Sai Smriti?
Ma'am, can you show me the question?
Yeah.
Ma'am, is it y is equal to 9/2?
Okay, so because it's parallel to the x-axis, that will be y is equal to, correct? And then 9/2, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it plus 9/2 or minus 9/2?
Ma'am, it is plus 9/2 because it says that above x-axis.
Correct. Very good. If it's below, it's minus 9/2. Correct. So 4.5 is, okay, so y is equal to 4.5 is the equation, or y is equal to 9/2. Cross multiply. 2y is equal to 9. 2y minus 9 is equal to 0. Is the required equation. Is the required equation. Thank you, Smriti. You were right. Okay, next one. Rahul.
Ma'am,
Yeah, please answer the second one.
y is equal to -7 or y plus 7 is equal to 0.
Okay. So it's parallel to the x-axis. So it'll be y is equal to. and it's below. So you said y is equal to, you said plus 7 or minus 7?
Minus.
Okay. Or y plus 7 is equal to 0 is the required equation. Very good. Yeah. Who wants to try the next one?
Ma'am,
Yes, Rahul.
Miss,
ma'am, y is equal to minus 2.
Miss, y is equal to 10 by 4, Miss.
Enna? Y is equal to minus 2. Ma'am, y is equal to minus 2.
No,
Ma'am,
Rahul.
can I tell?
Yes.
X is equal
Can
to
I write
13
Yes.
by 4.
X is equal to
13 by 4.
minus or plus?
Oh, minus 13 by 4. So
Yeah, X is,
when we cross multiply, we get 4x is equal to minus 13. X is equal to minus 13 by 4.
no, you're writing the equation. You're not solving for X. So 4x plus 13 is equal to 0 is the required equation. Correct, Saraswati. Good. Fourth one?
Ma'am, is it x is equal to 11?
Yeah. It's parallel to the y-axis, so it will be x is equal to, and right side, so positive, distance is 11, correct. X is equal to 11 or x minus 11 is equal to 0 is the required equation. Correct. Yeah. Next one. Children above and see, remember these keywords. So if it is parallel to x-axis, it will be y is equal to parallel to y-axis. It will be x is equal to, and parallel to x-axis, and on the left side, sorry, the x-axis will be above and below. No? So parallel to x-axis and above the x-axis will be positive. Parallel to x-axis and below will be negative. 1 minute. Parallel to x-axis and above will be positive. Below will be negative. Parallel to the y-axis will be x is equal to a number. And if it's parallel to the if it's parallel to the y-axis, it'll be to the right side or the left side. If it is right side, it'll be positive. If it's left side, it'll be negative. And the distance will be given to you, right? That distance is that number which you should write here. Parallel to x-axis, y is equal to a constant. Parallel to y-axis, x is equal to a constant. So if it's parallel to the x-axis and above, it'll be positive. Y is equal to a positive number. Below, y is equal to a negative number. And what is that number? Distance. Distance from the x-axis. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Read this question, try to understand. Okay.
Mom, should we do this on our F note?
No. I was just giving you time to read and, like understand the question. Yeah, now you can tell me. You can share your thoughts with me now. Find the solution of the linear equation which represents a point on the x-axis, y-axis, aligned parallel to the x-axis at a distance of 3 units above it.
Mom, can I tell?
Yeah.
For x-axis, for y, we should substitute 0.
0. Correct.
So x plus 2 into 0 is equal
1 minute.
to
Just a second,
8.
right? Yeah. 1 minute.
This one.
Every point on the x-axis is of the form x comma 0. Yeah, correct. So when y is equal to 0, x plus, tell me.
X plus 2 into 0 is equal to 8.
Yeah. So what is the value of x?
X is equal to 8.
Yeah. So you should
So,
find a solution.
0 comma 8.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So the
8
required,
comma 0.
yeah, the required point is 8 comma 0. The required point is 8 comma 0. Correct. Second one.
X is equal to 0.
Yeah, every point on the
Y axis
y-axis is of the form
0 comma
0
y.
comma y. Correct. So when x is equal to 0, so it will be 0 plus.
0 plus 2y is equal to 8.
So it's nothing but 2y
Y
is
is
equal to
equal
8.
to 4.
4. So the required point
0 comma 4.
0 comma 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. You're right. Next one. A line parallel to the x-axis at a distance of 3 units above it.
Ma'am,
Yes.
0,
Yes, Rahul.
5, 0. Answer.
Answer. Okay. So tell me the equation first. The line parallel to the x-axis. If it's parallel to the x-axis, it will be y is equal to a or y is equal to minus a.
Ma'am, it's
Y is
about
equal,
8 minutes, ma'am. So positive.
yeah, but it's above. So it's positive. So y is equal to 3.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when y is 3, x plus 2 into 3.
3 is equal to 8. 6. X is equal to 2.
X is equal to 8 minus 6, right? 2. Correct?
X is equal to 2. So 2, 0.
Yeah. So the required point. Very good. The required point is 2, 3.
3.
Correct. Very good, Rahul. Very good. So the equation for the third sub question, the equation is y is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. So in the equation, find the corresponding x value when y is 3. So the corresponding x value is 2. So the required point is 2, 3. The class is actually till 4:45 children because I made a mistake while sending the time. 2:30 to 4:30 I had sent. 5 more minutes we have. We'll wind up the session. Yeah. At what point does a graph of 2x plus 3y is equal to 9 meet the line which is parallel to the y-axis at a distance of 4 units from the origin and on the right of the y-axis. So what's the equation of that line which is described? It's parallel to the y-axis. So its equation will be
X is equal to 4.
x is equal to 4. So it's parallel to the y-axis and it's to the right of the y-axis. Right side, it's here like this. It's parallel to the y-axis and to the right of it. And distance, this distance is 4 units. So what's the equation? The required equation is somebody said no, please repeat.
X is equal to 4.
X is equal to 4. Or, but they're not asking you the equation. We are writing, so this is enough. If they ask you to write the equation, yes, then you should write it in the standard form. Okay, x is equal to 4. So when x is equal to 4, find the corresponding y value. 2 into 4 plus 3y is equal to 9. 8 plus 3y is equal to 9. 3y is equal to 9 minus 8, 1. Y is equal to 1 by 3. So the required point is 4, 1 by 3. 4, 1 by 3. Because when x is 4, the corresponding y value is 1 by 3. So the required point is 4, 1 by 3. So the question is, at what point does this graph meet the line which is parallel, meet this line? So they want you to find where this line and this line meet. The graph, the equation given in the question is 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. The other equation which is described in the question is x is equal to 4. Now these two lines, where do they meet in the Cartesian plane is a question. Where do they intersect? Where do they cut in the Cartesian plane? They intersect at the point 4, 1 by 3. They meet at the point 4, 1 by 3. All right. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just have to ask you some questions. I'll just stop the recording and we'll discuss.